Hello everyone, welcome back to royalT Empire Education. And for those who don't know me, my name is Tyrone. In our last video, we talked about what is a good mindset to have whenever you trade in the stock market. While it's important to know the type of mindset you should have, it is also important to know more patterns so you can trade successfully. For centuries, investors and traders have looked at different patterns and calculate the reoccurring ones and made it simple for you to understand. So today I'm going to talk about what is the head and shoulder uptrend and downtrend, how it is beneficial for you to know it, and I'm going to give you some precautions before you use this pattern. What is the head and shoulder uptrend and downtrend? It is a very simple pattern that you can see in the stock market. This pattern can tell your entry and exit point very easily. When you know when to enter whenever you trade in the stock market, it is easier for you to gain profits. First, we will look at the head and shoulder uptrend. This pattern can be seen after a downtrend. After you see a downtrend and it shifts to a small uptrend, that specific shift can be called the shoulder. It will go up for a little bit, then starts to go back down, reaching a new low. But if this shifts and goes back up, it will be called the head. Once it goes back up, it will go back down, but not as low as the head. When this happens and it goes back up, it will be called the other shoulder. This pattern will create a line that will go across the peaks of the head and shoulder, and this is what we call the neckline. All these put together, you will see the head and shoulder uptrend. The good entry point here is when the price of the stock goes above the neckline after you see the second shoulder. Now we will look at the head and shoulder downtrend. When you see this trend, it is very similar to the uptrend. The only difference with the downtrend is that the head and shoulders are vice versa. This means instead of the head being the low, it is actually the peak. The head and shoulder downtrend pattern usually happens after an uptrend. When you see this pattern, it is good to sell your position, or if you don't have any, you can just wait for the pattern to go back up again. Now that we know what is the head and shoulder uptrend and downtrend, we will look at some benefits for knowing this pattern. How is it beneficial for you? There are multiple benefits of knowing this pattern. As I said earlier in my video, it can benefit you because you can know when to enter and exit whenever you trade in the stock market. Knowing your entry and exit point can benefit your time spent in the stock market. You can see the pattern and know when to exit. So you can just simply put an alarm whenever you want to exit and check out the other stocks and look for more opportunity. Whenever you do this, this will maximize your profit and help you become a better trader. When I began trading the stock market, I had no idea about this pattern. All I knew was a simple pattern such as downtrend and uptrend. With these patterns, I traded a lot in the stock market. When I tried to enter at a specific price, it usually went down and I had more loss than I gained in the stock market. So I got frustrated and started studying about different strategies. And I found the head and shoulder pattern. This pattern helped me a lot. It helped me to know when to enter and exit so I can maximize my profit and minimize my loss. Now that I talked about some benefits of knowing this pattern, I will give you some precautions before you decide to use this pattern. What are some precautions before you use this pattern? As I said earlier in one of my videos, you cannot use this pattern by itself. You must always consider the economic effect that is happening right now. When you find the balance between numbers and people, it will help you become a better trader. Also, do not forget to put in your risk factor. So even if the pattern that you thought was gonna happen did not happen, you can always put that risk factor in and lose less money. When I found the balance between numbers and people, it gave me more rewards than ever before. I learned that the stock market is made by the people for their business to flourish and for the business to pay back its investors for being loyal and supportive to them. Now that we know what is the head and shoulder pattern and some benefits of knowing this pattern with the precautions I gave you, you can go out there and try it out yourself. Comment down below on how it affected you. And if you have any questions, I would gladly answer them for you also. Subscribe and like, and thank you for watching royalT Empire Education.